to claim that 2026 is my year, unless that feels good. But I know that there are some of you who thought last year was going to be your year, and the year before was going to be your year. And maybe right now you're feeling like I have claimed that year after year and nothing has changed. And if that's you, well then today is your video. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy Hbics. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're all choosing to be the versions of yourself that have exactly what you want. You are in my special car. You're in my special car right now. And I'm not happy that I'm driving it in the snow, in the salt on the roads at all. But my winter rat, which is my silver sub, she's getting all sorts of things tinkered away, getting her inspection done and getting some studded snow tires. So I have been forced to put my baby on the road. But that's got nothing to do with manifestation. It doesn't matter because everything is going to be okay. Everything always ends up working out. And I'm not going to have to drive many places, so there won't be a lot of salt hitting my car, and I'm going to be able to wash it right on off. That's why it's going to be okay, isn't it? Because everything always works out for us. Anyway, so yeah, I started out the video a little harsh, because I got to be honest. I was someone that used to make the annual, yay, this upcoming year is our year, Hbics. I think in 2023, I said that. 2023 is the year of the Hbics, blah, blah, blah. And I think I made a 2024 one and a 2025. I don't know if I did. I can't remember. But I know while I had a YouTube channel up for New Year's, I would put some kind of, it's our year. This year coming up is our year. Nah, I'm not putting that up this year. We're not doing it. Because let me just say this. Number one, just because I do have my 3 channel memberships, where that is your manifestation support, it's your manifestation buddy system. You come and hang out with me 3 times a week, blah, 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 blah. We have all that. And I have heard from some Hbics out there. And, I resonate. I understand. Can you imagine being the one who has said, year after year in January, or maybe right before January, that this new year is gonna be the year, and then you reach December of that year and you feel like nothing has changed. Nothing has changed at all. Maybe the very, I don't know, maybe you were manifesting money, maybe you were manifesting being a millionaire, maybe you were manifesting, being in a relationship with your specific person, and maybe where you're at right now in this moment is absolutely nowhere near that, or at least from your perspective, it's not. And I would not blame you for having the thought of, why do I bother even saying this to myself every year? Because it's what? It's crushing, it's disappointing to reach that time frame, and then you feel like there's been nothing that I can say or that I can show for that has changed my life. And if you feel that way, okay, I hear you. That's why I said this video is for you. So we're going to take a different approach this year. So right now in this moment, if whatever it is that you have decided you want your life to be like, okay? So if you're new to my channel, well, first of all, how you doing? I'm Kimberly, and yes, I am always like this. Yes, so if you can handle my sass, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a thing. Most subscription services cost something, but not on YouTube. Not a regular subscribe button. It's free, free, free. And if you did, please tell me in the comments below, because if I see that, I'm going to come and chit-chat with you, okay? All right, so, yes, I'm very excitable today because, listen, we're doing something different this year. If you've been that person who has claimed, you've made that declaration. Maybe you even are still someone setting New Year's resolutions. And, you know, at one time in my life, I liked setting those New Year resolutions. But at the end of the year, if those things didn't come into fruition, especially since I would have called that my early manifesting days, I found that so depressing and so sad. And yes, mentally, it would get me to the place of, why am I bothering even saying it? Why do I even bother doing this? Why do I even bother doing that? Nothing's changed, blah, blah, blah. Life is still the same, or maybe life got worse. I don't know. My point is, okay, so if in the past, maybe you saw my videos of, you know, whatever the following year is your year, and you decided to allow yourself while watching that video, and maybe you even maintained that for a week or two after watching my video, that you were really meaning it. Like, I mean it this time. This year is my year. It has to be. And if you know you've had that experience and you're in the place right now where you feel sincerely you're at wit's end, you feel stuck, you feel like absolutely nothing is happening. If you're that serious about believing that, then I challenge you. Don't claim the year. No, don't tell yourself that, you know, like, for example, let's say, it's the holiday season, which, listen, I'm not stupid. The holiday season, if you're manifesting love and maybe it hasn't shown up in reality yet, it can be a triggering season. It shouldn't have to be, but I know for some it is, because you want to spend the holiday with your loved one, your specific person. And I don't blame you. I wanted the same things, right? If you know that you've been that person claiming to yourself, okay, I'm going to use 2025, this year we're in right now, that 2025 was going to be your year. Or last Christmas, you decided, this is the last Christmas that I spend alone. This is the last time this happens. And if you feel like you're right back at the holiday season after saying it last year, that was the last one, and this year you are feeling like you're leaning into another season, spending it without your specific person, then stop claiming. I know that sounds crazy, but listen, we've got to do something different. We need to know consciously that we are doing something different, so therefore we are different. So therefore we are not the same person, same version of self anymore. We can set goals. So I'm not trying to tell anybody you can't set your goals. Set the goals if it feels good to reach for goals, okay? But this really is, I'm not trying to turn you off to your New Year's resolutions. I'm trying to say something has to change. And the only thing that can is your own state of consciousness, your awareness, and what you're walking around believing. And a lot of times we are wrapped up in the logical. So let's say, for example, last December of 2024, you claimed that was the last, let's say the last Thanksgiving that you spend alone. And now Thanksgiving of 2025, you were not with your specific person. Okay? And I'm sure you've asked yourself, why? Why hasn't this changed? Why isn't this happening? What am I doing wrong? Well, I'm going to tell myself that I mean it this time, that this is the last time. Maybe in your mind right now, you think a series of events have to take place. Well, I don't think that specific person is going to manifest in time for Christmas. Like I said, maybe you have it set in stone that, I feel like, okay, specific person and I need to get into contact. They need to reach out to me. They need to, express to me that they want to rekindle our love relationship or start our love relationship. That this has to happen, that has to happen. And I'm afraid there's not enough time before Christmas. But first of all, you're dead ass wrong. Let me just cure that one for you. You're dead ass wrong. That is you arguing for the logic, arguing for the limitations. And quite frankly, do we want to manifest things logically? Don't we want to expect miracles and magical things to happen for us? Do we want to manifest the, whenever the universe feels like I'm worthy of? I don't want to ask too much. I don't want to be too difficult. I don't want to feel or sound greedy. So I can take the bare minimum. If I've got to wait a few more days or a little bit longer, then I'll wait. No! No! That's the fucking attitude that needs to go. Unless, of course, you just like walking around feeling good that, oh, see, I'm one of those people that I settle for less to give to others. I'm settling for less so that the universe has more time to give the miracles to everybody else around me. I'm the sacrificial lamb. I don't want to be too greedy. I don't want to be one of those people that asks for too much. I don't want to be selfish. Yes, you fucking do want to be selfish. Yes, you do. Listen, you going after your desire, you deciding you are a version of yourself is not friggin' selfish. Who's got time for that? I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. This is not about proving our worthiness to the universe or to God or to our own I am awareness. We're not proving ourselves. We're not earning a manifestation. Our only job is to decide who we are and walk around as that person. Some could say energy. Some can say state of consciousness. Some can say version of self. In the awareness of. They're all the same phrases. They all mean the same thing. It's, God, I feel like I gotta list every single one every single time. We're not gonna walk around and settle for a life we don't want. Now, one point that I really don't want to get lost in this video, I am not saying that if it feels good to you to claim 2026 is yours and you have that amazing attitude of, yes, I know it's done, it is mine, blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking to you. This video isn't for you. This video is for any of you that have had that feeling come in, the feelings and thoughts that are coming in saying, yeah, I've said that before and things didn't end up changing. I still feel like I'm in the same place. This video is for you. Okay, so then let's do something different this year. Let's not be someone who is walking around identifying with, I've said that before and it didn't work. I've been doing this for such and such amount of time. And listen, this message in of itself isn't new. But something has to change. Walking around with that identity, walking around agreeing with that, is that helping? It's not, and you know it's not. This came up in the channel membership the other night, and it was such an amazing point where this person was talking about how they became aware in the middle of a spiral. And they came into the awareness of, they knew where they were in their mind at that moment, that needed to change. That they couldn't stay in the mindset they were in. But they noticed that there was a part of themselves that didn't want to make themselves get out of that, let's say, version of themselves, that state of consciousness. They didn't want to. They didn't feel like it. And they could see through it. And yes, this is a good thing. Because in my opinion, I don't care if you're in the middle of a spiral. You coming in the middle of that spiral and recognizing that your mind is not in a great place and you know it. And even in the midst of experiencing it, you can like move past it and see it. I call it like seeing it from a distance. You could see, I can see where I am. I could see where I am mentally. I know that what I'm thinking or allowing myself to swim in is not beneficial. I know it. I see it. How long have I been doing this? How long? I don't mean how long have I been manifesting. How long have I been allowing myself to sit in this type of mentality? This Hbic was very aware that internally she didn't feel like getting herself out of it. She kind of just wanted to give in to the feeling bad, to give in to the shitty thinking. That is what she ultimately really wanted to do. And she recognized that this is what I do, every other time. Every other time I feel myself feeling like garbage, I sit in it. Now, again, I'm not trying to say that she's saying this was every moment of her life, so I don't want her to think that I took it that way. But I'm saying it's a great example because I resonated with it. I have shared, you could go through my old videos, I have shared that I remember almost like not wanting to get out of my victim state. That it almost felt better to let myself be angry or feel resentful or be hurt. Because that is what was my normal. That is what I was used to. It was easier for me to go back into my old shitty thinking and kind of have that attitude of, well, I knew it wasn't going to work anyway. I don't even know why I let myself get excited. Blah, 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 blah. How many of us do that? How many of us do that? How many of you can honestly say right now that you know damn well that the moments that you should, at minimum, distract yourself out of it, even if it's just scrolling on your phone for a moment or two, to distract yourself from sitting in that mucky, heavy, dirty ass thinking that doesn't do us any good. And again, also, I feel like I gotta say the disclaimer. This isn't about me telling you gotta micromanage every goddamn thought you have. I'm talking about the repetitive thoughts that you know are coming up constantly. Time to do something different. And if telling yourself that, I'm not claiming this, I am my new self, if you don't think that that is working, if you don't think that that is enough, well, then stop pretending you believe it's enough. And get to the heart of why you think and feel or believe that. And you're the only one that can get to the heart of that. Well, how do I do that? You start asking yourself honestly, authentically, why do I think this way? What am I afraid of? Am I afraid to actually have the life I want? Am I afraid that this is actually going to manifest, that I'm actually going to get the life I want? I'm going to have the love relationship I want, that I'm actually going to have, the money manifestation, the new career, the new body. Am I afraid that if I get it, I'm afraid I'm going to lose it again? So I'm self-sabotaging myself here. Well, that's what self-sabotaging means, Kim. That I'm going to continuously ride the up and down train. I'm going to, it's the end of the year. All the manifestation creators make their end of the year videos where they're telling you to get pumped up for the new year. And I know because I was one of those people. Or the videos where it's not too late. It's not too late. There's still time for the end of the year, which is true. And that is good thinking. But aren't you sick of feeling this way? Aren't you sick of having to resonate with videos about not having your shit yet? I know you're sick of it because I know I was sick of it. I didn't want to be the person that felt like I'm the only one who it's not working for. And let me just say, if there were others who were in the same place, granted, there weren't a lot of channels, so I kind of lucked out in my early days. So I didn't have a lot of that in my face. But I can't imagine that it feels any better to hear a million other people not having the things they want either. If anything, I think that just gets you in the mindset that maybe this shit really doesn't work. And it does. It does work. It just doesn't always unfold in the word-for-word way that you think it's going to. And some of you are very stuck on it must come in this logical way. Otherwise, I don't believe it can happen. So I'm spending more time believing it can't happen. Or that it's too good to be true. Or too many things have to happen in order for me to get it. That's the shit thinking we want to get out of. That's basic bitch thinking. We don't want to be basic bitches. We want to be the ones that, hey, people refer to as, hey, it worked for this person. It worked for her. It worked for him. They got their, whatever it is. You're manifesting a millionaire. Okay, that person manifested their millions. You want to manifest a specific person? Well, that person manifested theirs. It worked for them. We want to be that. We want to be those people. The ones that are, people are looking at us like, damn, they're so good at that manifestation shit. They're so good at it. They got it going on. Because they've stopped fighting with reality. They stopped fighting with their mind. They stopped listening and agreeing with fucking fears and doubts. They stopped. Don't you want to be that person? Don't you want to be the person that you can sit in one of the channel memberships, sit in an audience somewhere where you hear other people, they're venting, they're complaining. Don't you want to be the one that can resonate with how they're feeling, but you know that you got your thing, it manifested for you, and you get to be the words of it, be the person that gives the words of encouragement to that other person? Doesn't that sound better? It does. And you know it does. So instead of doing the same thing you've done, we'll say, last year, the year before that, and the year before that, if you were the person claiming, okay, well, this following year is my year, I'm gonna get it this time, this is the last time I spend a holiday alone. If that is no longer serving you, let me word it like that, and you know that you had some apathetic feeling towards hearing about the upcoming new year, if you know that you have sat and had thoughts about, I can't believe I'm still at this position, I can't believe this has happened, or I can't believe this is where I'm at. If you are thinking that kind of thing, then today is the day where you are deciding, fuck all of that. I was not put on this earth to suffer. I am not here to wake up to knowing I am source. That I am source. And if you don't resonate with the fact that you're source, okay, you were not put here for the universe to give the beautiful gifts to everybody else but you. You weren't here to be skipped over. And I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want you to tell me about what your past is or what you think is in the way, because it's all bullshit, baggage, bondage that no longer applies to you. Because you're the damn exception. You're the exception. You're the one things work out for. You're the one who gets to encourage others by talking about your own journey and how you worried and how you doubted and you were afraid things were never going to change. But yet they did. You were the one claiming every year was going to be your year, but secretly you were afraid that it wasn't, that it really wasn't going to change. You were afraid that by the following Christmas, you were still going to be alone. And it all changed. Don't you want to be that person? I know you do. And I know you're all saying, yeah. All right. So that's who you are. That's who you're deciding to be. And you don't have time for anything less. You don't show up for anything less than exactly what you want. I can't be bothered with less than what I want. If it is less than the word for word exactly what I want, I don't have time for it. I don't entertain that idea. I don't entertain anything that is not exactly or outrageously better than what I want. And no, I don't mean that this or something better thing. I don't mean that. I'm saying I am never let down. Things always work out. Period. That's the woman I am. That's the man you are. Woman you are. And that's it. So we don't have to claim this is my year. Honestly, because every year is our year. Every year is. We don't need to do the roundup every December and make ourselves feel better about what didn't change over the year. No, fuck that, because we don't entertain the things like that. We don't entertain I have to make myself feel better because I honestly think my life sucks and nothing's changed. So I'm a part of the group that is having to make myself feel better with not having the life I want. No, we don't do that anymore. Maybe putting ourselves in the position where we need to be made to feel better. Again, I'm not talking about basic bitch self-soothing. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying if this is what you do every year and nothing's changed, then we're not doing it this year. That's not a part of our curriculum. We're on the get only what we want program. That's where we are. Only have time for exact desires program. We're on the up and up and up only program. We don't step down. We don't take less. We get exactly what we want. And I keep repeating that and saying the damn thing over and over and over again with all different words, but you know what I'm saying. We're not a part of the group that has to remind ourselves that, yeah, maybe next year. Yeah, next year's my year. And then truly doubt that it will happen. We don't align with that thinking anymore. We're not a part of that group. They can stay over there in their group. We're not a part of that anymore. We are the group that just knows. Everything always works out for me. I end up always, honestly, getting exactly what I want. Seriously, everything always does end up working out for me. There is nothing to be afraid of. We are only on the up. Up, up, and up. And that's it. All right. On that note, I'm going to let you go because truthfully, I'm driving in a winter storm. So if you wondered why I was driving so slow, that's why. I love you all. Please think about what I am saying in this video. This has not got to be another year where we try to fake make ourselves feel better about the year that just went by or the year coming forward. We don't have to pretend anymore. We are claiming who we are, and that's it. And that's it. Claim who you are.